Hello internet friends, so time for a video about whether I'm going to be playing New World long term or not. I've decided, and I'll tell you later on in the video because you have to keep people watching on YouTube. Yeah, I've been playing since release, and you get to that point in MMOs, don't you, where you know whether it's going to be a long-term investment for you. I've talked about the things that I really enjoy in the game. I think the world is very lush and beautiful to look at. I really like the combat. I really like the range of weapons and the unique weapons like spears and muskets that you can use in that game. I also kind of like the setting, the pirate kingdom, and wandering around gathering resources, upping my skills so I can craft more things is what I've been doing mostly in the game. And it's kind of weird in that I sometimes feel like I'm forcing the game to do something that it's not really designed to do, which is to keep a crafter style character like me. Style character. Well, I'm a crafter style character. Interested. The crafting is very simple, and it's all to do with just knowing where to find the resources, knowing the recipe, and you gain recipes through, sometimes you get them as drops, but you get them as you level up anyway. Put it all together in a stew and craft the items. But gathering the resources has been fun and stuff, but as you might have suspected already, I'm a kind of a player who is looking for something that the New World is not the type of game that it's going to give, and that's a kind of an anchor into the world where I kind of affect the world and affect the economy through the crafting. And the focus of the game is not that. The focus is the PvE content, the dungeon content, raiding towards the end, and definitely the territory control and the PvP. I've talked about how I like that going on around me, but I'm not necessarily totally into it. So as you can see, I'm not the kind of player that the New World is geared towards, and that means that probably I won't be playing it much longer. I've just rebuilt my PC, and I'm looking at the games that I'm gonna reinstall, and came to the New World, and it was like, okay, it's a big installation. Am I interested enough in this game to reinstall it at this point? And the answer was no. However, YouTube is a platform, and the world is a platform these days that just seems to only understand black and white. It's either good or bad, and not just good or bad. You have to be vociferously good or bad. You have to, this is the shittest thing I've ever played, or this is the best thing I've ever played. There's no room for nuance. I don't believe that is how the world works. I don't think that is healthy for YouTube. And that is not the kind of person I am. So I am not going to say that because I don't believe it. I believe that games can be good for one person and not great for this person. And in the case of the New World, it doesn't have enough of the things I'm looking for in an MMO to keep me there long term. But for someone else, it definitely does. I think we have needed a AAA MMO launch, MMORPG launch like this, traditional big budget MMORPG launch, and I am thrilled that it's done so well. I hope that it galvanizes more companies to see the success of the New World and see what Amazon has done and think, you know what, maybe we can invest and do maybe some kind of MMOs that tickle my fancy a little bit more based on the success of the New World and its ongoing success. I hope they're going to continue updating it. I know they are, because Amazon really needed this success and they've got it, and I hope that it influences other companies. It was once I got out of the newbie zones and towards the first group dungeon and started to get involved in territory control and the repeatable missions to gain faction and stuff, I could kind of see the structure of the game and see where it was wanting me to go. And I enjoyed elements of that, like the higher level zones as you go into them. Suddenly, again, as a kind of a crafter style character, why do I keep saying that? A crafter style character. That's the kind of character I am. I like the fact, oh, suddenly all these resources I've been looking for my recipes and things, oh, they're all in these higher level zones. That's why I couldn't do this stuff. But it becomes laborious at that stage as well, in terms of getting the materials that you need and the way that you gather. I'm sorry that if this is crafting, but it's the stuff that I'm looking for in the game that isn't there. We already know what is there, what's great about the game. I've done videos about that. Bing! I've talked about what I enjoy in the game. But I feel in a video like this, I need to explain why I'm not staying. And one of the reasons is beyond the first few levels of the crafting, it then becomes very laborious. I've played a lot of games that approach crafting in a more interesting way, where you have things like in Star Wars Galaxies, for instance, you can harvest resources, so you don't have to do that manually. And other things like, I guess, Eve, which have a very in-depth system that keeps you engaged in terms of gathering the resources. Really, in the new world, it's all about just avoiding mobs and finding where they spawn, kind of thing, which is not very engaging. It also gets to the point where you're traveling an awful long way for a few mining nodes and things, and then you have to travel all the way back. I know you can do the fast travel and stuff, and absolutely, it's a prerequisite, and I can see why they don't have options to streamline this stuff, because that's the nature of the game. It's the territory control, the PvP. If people could port around instantly, I could see how, you know, as groups of players move from place to place, it would be too easy to kind of intercept others and just instantly appear where you need to be. So they've kind of kept mounts out of the game, kept the ability to just bing, teleport to where you need to be, because part of a game that has territory control in it is moving to the right place at the right time. And if you can just do it instantly, then it negates that whole strategy layer. But in terms of if you're just wandering through the countryside looking for reeds, that can become very laborious, and the lack of fast travel is an issue. And there's a sense of kind of like, although I think the world is very beautiful, the sound design is very good, there's a general lack of feeling like you are the character. The character is definitely a skin on which you've kind of transposed yourself. I don't really feel that connected to my character, and it's to do with the lack of emotes and to do with the lack of ability to put something into the world that really affects the world. I don't feel like the character is really connected. The housing, I'm really glad that they added it. You know, they've done something very similar to WoW, really, which is very slick and it's very well made. But even WoW didn't add housing, and still hasn't added housing at the stage that it's at. And New World has had it from the start, even though it's that kind of theme park MMO, which I really appreciate. And it's one of the things I wanted to jump into. Again, my opinions on the housing, but it's very threadbare at the moment. The thing that was really making me want to get involved in housing was making my own furniture again, and that's the crafting again, right? I am a crafter. I'm primarily a crafter in games and an explorer, and there's certainly things to explore in the new world, but yeah, it's whether you want to invest that time long term or not. And at this stage, I'm feeling like not. I feel like they're going to add a lot into the game, and it's going to be worth dipping in as they do updates and stuff. So worth keeping track of in that respect. So that is my plan. And as I say, it's not a question for me of, is a game the best or is a game the worst? It's, does it have those things in it that are going to keep you playing long term? And not so much in the case of the new world for me right now, but that might change in the future. Thank you for watching my little update video. I do feel like I need to update on these MMOs as they come out. It's part of the gist of my channel, so to not do it would be a mistake. So I'm going to keep updating you guys. Thank you for everyone who's joined and new people who are joining based on some of the broader videos I've been doing all about different MMOs. I did one that was a massive roundup of MMOs, 10 best MMOs. I'm doing a lot of links here, but I have been doing a number of videos, so just let you guys know about them. As I say, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. I am going to jump into, I think, a little bit of Star Trek Online I've been playing, LOTRA I've been playing. I also want to delve deeper into the Secret World, because that's a game I've played lightly, but I haven't played enough, and it's always impressed me, so I'm going to be jumping into that. Thank you for watching, guys. Really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye for now. See you now later.